This week on West of Nowhere, we talk about Eminem's newest song. Is Slim Shady back? I believe he is. Donald Trump convicted on 34 felonies in relation to a hush money. And video game company Activision wins a lawsuit against a bunch of cheating companies. I think it was like $14 million, which is crazy. And in other video game relating news, people are complaining about an actual historical figure that's in the new Assassin's Creed game, and a couple that struggles with a germaphobe girlfriend and a lazy boyfriend this week on the Am I the Asshole? We'd also like to thank Pantera Girl, Colton Zamersla, Andres Valles, The God, Kevin Garahan, Chantel Stadler, Mark Stadler, Colby Jordan, Kylie Gangwish, Rusty J. Lugnuts, Professor, Doctor, Junior, Esquire, the Third, and Adam Pacino. Yep, check it out. Thanks.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yeah, and we are back with another fun-filled and zany adventure, as only we can provide.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
We do provide a certain service.
Yeah, we have a specific set of skills that, we will find you. Wait. Never mind.
Yeah. You got it, Liam. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway. just being a goofball, we're not qualified to find anybody for legal reasons. Yeah. Dumb. All right.
I guess it's a good time now to let everyone know we're starting a detective agency west of nowhere because we don't know where you are.
Private investigator. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't we? At a certain point.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about the other day. I was in the comment section on some random. I think it might have been Time Suck, but they were talking about a different podcast, and it's like it's one of those where it's 5 ex-military guys, and all they talk about is military stuff. I'm like, I feel like we missed the mark. We could have done that. Like, we could have just rah guns and
The problem
bombs
is
and
that
stuff.
here's the problem though. Neither one of us are like rah
like
rah.
that. Yeah. Yeah, that is the problem. I think I made a comment like that. I'm like, God, it would be like so much easier if I could just grift into one thing, like instead of things that I enjoy, or maybe if I actually enjoyed those things, because there are those guys who like that is literally their personality, is that they fucking literally can't talk about anything else, and it's like, all right, man, cool, yeah.
Hey.
All right, yeah, I got out, so I don't
Yeah.
They just keep talking, and you're like, okay, I gotta go.
I try really hard to not talk about work when I'm not at work.
Yeah,
Like we were at a mandatory fun day picnic the other day,
right.
and one of the guys walks up to me and he goes, hey, I did your spot check, I put it upstairs in QA, and I was like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I just didn't know like if you were gonna see it, and I was like, can you not, like, no offense, but can you stop talking to me about work?
Yeah.
Like,
This is actually supposed to be a fun day, and what you're doing is not fun for me at all. My other thought about that kind of podcast is that we did not really live the exciting lifestyle that the guys that do that are usually talking about.
oh yeah, no, those are all like operators.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the other
badasses.
problem. I was like, we could talk about how shitty the ship was all day, and we do sometimes, but like, it's not really exciting to the common person.
Oh yeah, no.
Because, like, I don't know if you've ever had this interaction, but sometimes you'll talk to a random person that's like, oh, you were in the military, and then they get all hyped up, and then you start telling them what you did and where you were, and they're like, oh, like thinking that I personally beheaded Osama bin Laden or something.
I
like,
did.
Sorry, I wasn't there, man. I don't know. I turned a wrench a lot, I guess. But it's fine.
What always blows my mind is when somebody who doesn't know anything about the military and you talk to them about working on jets, and their
Yeah.
face lights up. That must be so fucking
Yeah.
cool, man. Like, no, it's actually really lame. Kind of boring.
Here's the thing. I still love it. I thought it was fun, even when everybody was talking shit. Even when I was mad because things weren't fixed right. I'm like, this is still pretty cool, but I couldn't let anybody else know because then I'm a fucking geek.
Well, so I don't think that it's like not cool. It's like lost.
You get jaded on it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lost its luster. Like Noble, the first deployment when we were up on the flight deck, I have never been more terrified and excited in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, night ops on the flight deck is insane to me.
like
It's insane for everybody just coordinating effectively to not get
yes.
blasted by an airplane.
The fucking the pin, you know, where everyone's like where the shooters stand between
Yeah.
like between the cats, and how they just know. Like, nobody looks. People just hear shit and just step forward across the line.
Yeah.
And then hear shit and then step backwards across the other line. And then just
Yeah.
there's just robots up here like doing this random shit, and it's like that line is like separates them from being alive and being dead, and we're just, yep, we're here. This is it.
Yeah.
And it does become, and they're like, oh, you know, the second you're not scared, you could die. And it's like, I was never not scared, but I just knew what to do.
Yeah. I was confident enough that I wasn't going to make a dumb mistake. But
I never crossed the LA.
Yeah.
Never.
No. Yeah, no, I would go under and on the other side. Yeah.
They would be like, we need this done right now. And it's like, cross the LA or go down and take an extra 15 minutes. Extra 15 minutes it is.
Yeah. Well, because I would literally go down that P-way that goes right by the line shack.
Uh-huh.
And the next letter well down and then cross wherever I could. Like,
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. So
Hell no, dude.
I think the only time I ever crossed LA was when there was no flights going. Like, every airplane was already on the ship.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would do it then. But during flight ops, when you'd have to, like, signal, wait, and then fucking run,
Nope.
not good.
I think one of the AM1s like did it for, like, he was like, all right, we're going. And I was like, I don't want to. He's like, it's fine, I'm already. And then he did the fucking thing and we ran. I'm like, I hate this. I hate it so much. And that was like when I was like first on the boat too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
For anyone listening, the LA is what we refer to as the landing area on the flight deck. And you can cross behind what's called is it the one wire? The one closest
Yeah.
to the back?
Yeah.
So there's 3 wires set up on the LA where the jet coming to land will catch one of the 3 wires, and you
And
can
they're
cross just behind the other massive. They're fucking thick ass wires.
Yeah.
But you can ask permission to cross that area just behind the very first wire, and it's terrifying.
Because you're doing it between when landings are supposed to be occurring.
Yeah, you
so
can
it's
see
like,
the jets.
You got to time it real good. I mean, obviously they're not going to let you cross if it's not safe. But then if you are in that position and you mistake a hand signal or something like that,
Yeah.
you could get fucked.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, anyway. I'm going to read some Facebook comments
Yeah,
before
let's
we get to in the weeds.
Facebook. Okay.
Or, sorry, YouTube comments. We
Let's
don't get
go.
any Facebook comments because we don't post on there. Speaking of which, Kylie first commented. She says, LMAO, true. To what, you might ask? I'm glad you did. She says, in reply to that, about the beginning. So, you're welcome. Do
Yeah.
we know what that means? No,
Totally.
but it's fine.
I totally agree with you, Kylie.
You know the
LMAO.
beginning, like which part? the very beginning, where we're doing this shit. Where like I don't know. It's a mystery game. Yeah. And then your buddies, your Society of Cryptid Hunters podcast didn't reply. They posted a comment, said, "I never clean my coffee mug because I'm a real sailor." Fair and valid, I guess. And I was looking at I'm just gonna give them a little shit, but listen, you gotta get a real logo if you're gonna be a real sailor. You can't be using AI logos, bro. Just saying. But,
Ooh.
and if you need one done, I know a guy. Shameless self plug.
There you go.
T-Ferg lets us know immediately that this is sarcasm. Says, I will never give in. You're both gaslighting me into thinking that I mixed you two up with a different podcast that talked about the Bluey Experience fiasco at a Las Vegas restaurant. Yeah, that's got to be it because I still have no idea, and I haven't even looked it up because I just am letting this unfold.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you're making it up, T-Ferg. Like I appreciate you for being here every week. I do, but you're making this one up. Just saying.
He says, I make sure to remember the points to respond on YouTube video after listening to the podcast. Stop gaslighting me. Then he says in parentheses, love you guys. Keep up the hard work. And I hope I actually trick you guys into believing something happened when y'all didn't. Good luck. Because we either won't remember and go,
Yeah.
we don't remember, so maybe or maybe not. But we're not going to believe it. Or we're going to do what we just did to Kylie, which is roast her for not making any sense, Anyway, T-Ferg continues, said, there was a water bottle I hadn't cleaned for some time to only find out that there was mold in the lid. Not a lot, but it was there. I took some of the industrial alcohol from production to clean it and sanitize it. I no longer use that bottle, though. I got a new one, and that's stainless steel rather than plastic. Yeah, smart move. Even the stainless steel ones, you got to watch where you're screwing stuff into, and then also I got a hydro flask on deployment, and it grew mold because I was using the powder and the Mios and shit on it, and I was just not paying attention and looked in there one day. It's probably where I got Double Dragon from.
Yeah.
He says, oh, this is about it. I'm assuming this is about his social media kind of aspect thing. He says, see, my comments do make me part of the group. I feel important. You are important. And I'm glad you're finally figuring it out. He continues, was on vacation in North Carolina when this episode dropped, had a chance to tour the USS North Carolina.
Nice.
Good place for it. And it was blazing in parts of the ship. I can't imagine being on that ship during a world war or just any war. I'm thankful to those who put themselves through that to protect the rest of us civilians, past and present. And then with the saluting emoji.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what the USS North Carolina is, though. I'm assuming it's a smaller one, right? I feel like all the state ones are always very tiny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't when I think about that boat, nothing comes to mind.
Yeah. Looks like a battleship. Oh, yeah, a battleship. Here's the thing, also. It's hot when it's not doing anything, and those battleships are tight quarters. And if you got the guns going, the motors turning, all that shit, plus people moving all over the place, that bitch has got to get fucking crazy hot, dude. And I don't know. I think it was probably common practice back then when they would hot rack, you would share, like a legitimate hot rack where you would share a rack. You would just, guys on nights would sleep in the day checkers bunks.
Yeah.
It's I want to know. I want to look into how many bacteria and different infections people would get on the ship back then.
Ugh.
I bet it's a lot.
Yeah, I bet it is.
He continues, flavor paper palette was supposed to just be flavor palette. My phone has been randomly adding words or capitalizing letters at random. I don't even know what's going on, which is fair. My phone does that too. I've noticed that in a recent update, I'll be typing something and I'll end the sentence with something that could go add the word on next to it. I'm I'm not fucking saying that. If I was gonna because it's trying to predict that you're gonna keep typing something else, and I'm this sentence is already way too long. I don't need to. I'm ending it here. I'm calling it quits. He says the man trying to body slam an orca is hilarious. Of all the things, why would you body slam such a large and dangerous creature? I'm gonna say alcohol had something to do with it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then he says, plagiarism's bad. Okay. And then, you mean you guys don't eat rocks? And then in parentheses, sad Goron noises, which is that's a Zelda guy, right?
That's from those rock monster type dudes.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
And then the AI suggested questions on Facebook have been terrible but hilarious. Oh yeah, Facebook's got their own fucking thing going on, which is super annoying because it's where the search bar used to be, and now you have to click to the bottom of that. After you click on the search bar and type something in, you have to click to the bottom of that little box to have just a normal search result. I'm like, bitch, this is too many fucking steps. Stop trying to. Anyway, he one I saw today was to encourage asking about cats using funnels. I also saw one about a post about Scooby-Doo. The post mentioned how Shaggy was always getting the girls in each series. They had tried to get people to find out more about Shaggy's newest music. Jesus, it sounds like it was all over the place and confused, because Shaggy's never getting the bitches, you know? He's got sandwiches, which is good, you know? It's a good life, but... Ooh. All right, the last one about the story about the girl who was pretending to be 14 or whatever on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because this first sentence is wild if I don't preface it. The seduction of middle school boys is nuts. It's just, if I would have just let in with that, I don't feel confident that people would have... no. That's crazy. Why would you do I hope the book is thrown at that woman. When I was that age, I wanted an older woman, but I was also a stupid kid who didn't know what was going on with my hormones.
Right.
I didn't have anyone I felt safe asking questions to, and the message I got from porn was that this kind of outcome was basically a good thing. Glad it never happened to me, and I hope these kids get the help they need. Yeah, I wasn't even like thinking about this when we first talked about it, but like I feel like parents, especially in our generation, kind of did a very bad job about talking about sex in general.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
growing up, I always heard, oh, you gotta get birds and the bees talk, birds and the bees. And I didn't fucking get that from anything.
Yeah,
like, nobody said anything. And then one day, I was at my dad's house, and he's like, so, you know what's going on, don't you? I was like, yeah, I got a basic idea of what's happening. He's like, all right, cool. that was kind of the end of that. I was like, I guess I'll just figure it out on my own, trial and error.
I never got that conversation either. The closest conversation I even had was like I was riding home with my stepmom, and I was telling her that like me and this girl were kind of serious, you know, and I was 15, so like I don't really know how serious she took me at the time.
Yeah, we're
and
moving in. We got a place we're looking at in a month.
All she did was like maybe a day later she came to my room and she like handed me like condoms, like, and nice ones too, like the ones that are in like the like
Ribbed
almost
for
like the
pleasure.
dipping sauce ones, you know what I mean, like they're in like an actual plastic circular case or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Not like the shitty one, not like the regular ones you get.
Not like
she
the
handed
free
me,
ones
like,
you get at the fucking counselor's office.
She handed me maybe like 4 or 5 of them, and she was like, look, you know, you're old enough to understand what's going on, just be safe. And that was the only remotely close conversation I got.
Right.
You know what's going on, be safe. And I was like, in fact,
Yeah.
I don't, but we're not cool enough to talk like that, so.
Yeah. I guess I'll just cross that bridge when I get to it. Yeah. Like the only thing that I ever got even remotely close with from my mom anyway was just that when she caught me looking at porn, like not in the act, but like found out I was after the fact.
Yeah.
She's like, you know that's not real, right? I was like, yeah, I know. Like, what do you mean? She's like, just so you know, that's not how things are actually are. I was like, yeah, is this the conversation we're having about this? Like, I get it. Fuck, that was kind of it.
I remember thinking the first couple times I had sex that I was just really, really bad at it because they weren't screaming and saying fucking random, you know what I mean? Like, because porn was the only thing that I had any kind of like whatever.
Any comparison to?
Yeah, so I was like, I must be really bad at this. They're not making any noise. But then as I got older, and then you'd have sex with girls who would make noise, and I'd be like, can you shut up?
Yeah. So I had the opposite situation because the first time I had the girl, I think she thought she was supposed to be loud because of porn. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is... I was wrong. This is exactly what it's like. Where's the pizza guy at? We need to fuck. But,
no.
Yeah. And then it obviously didn't take long for me to realize that it's not actually, and also very annoying, like you said. Like, all right, I know what I'm doing, and I know it's not that level. We need to settle down.
Yeah, chill out. Like, thanks. I'm happy to be here too. You don't. Like...
Yeah. Super pumped. I'm glad we're both having a good time. It's like that Shane Gillis joke on his newest. We can't both be like doing porn moves at the same time. We can't both be coming in thinking about how we're gonna be doing this crazy stuff. Like that's exactly
my
what
God.
it is. Yeah.
Dude, I kicked around like an opening for a stand-up. I don't know, I feel like most people who watched a bunch of stand-up
Yeah.
have probably done it before, but like I always thought the opener for my stand-up would be like, you know, that you'd walk out and they'd applaud, and I'd just be like, thank you, you know, much like every sexual experience I've ever been a part of. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it. That's funny. Speaking of other sex-related stand-up things,
All right, nice.
I don't know if you ever watched Craig Ferguson's stand-up specials at all. Like, I don't. You
I've
maybe
watched some
watched
of
the
his
late
stuff.
night show, but
I have. I
yeah.
think his style of comedy is
so it's different.
harder
huh?
for me. Yeah.
Yeah. One, he's talking about like sexual education
Yeah.
because he's Scottish in Scotland, and he's like, it was the worst. Like, they didn't tell you anything. They just put on a video and kind of made you figure things out, or they'd show you a video on like frogs mating, and he's like, that gave me a really warped concept of how to flirt with women, because I'd just be at the bar and I'd look at a girl and she'd look at me and she's like, oh, and then I just go he just keeps doing that, and then she's like, what's that guy's like, he's weird.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. Yeah.
I fucking like that shit. I think about that all the time when I think about, like, you know, the video you watch in 5th grade that they're like, your body's changing. Like, that's all we got. We got don't have sex with people with STDs in high
Right.
school.
Uh-huh.
But that
I
was
remember
even
that.
like,
And the
okay.
gift of life.
Yeah, well, I had seen that before, because I don't even remember how old I was. Was not old enough to be watching these things, but my mom made me and my older brother watch this. Like, it was like a medical channel, and they were showing live deliveries.
Oh shit.
And like, she was like, you gotta watch it. I was like, I don't know what's happening, and I don't like it. I hate this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, just real good sexual education in the United States.
The best. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some of the stuff going on. Biggest news, I think, probably that I mean, maybe ever. I don't know. Fucking Eminem is back. Slim Shady, he's back again. You know, I don't know if you listen to the newest song, but it's
I've not heard I've seen videos about it. I just
it's
haven't
like a
listened to it.
goddamn portal to 2004. It's
Okay.
it's fucking wild. Like, I mean, there is a portal in it, I guess, but the essential premise is that Slim Shady gets like Avengers warped into the future,
Oh, okay.
and is like commentary on what's going on now, like, because obviously his persona was a little more unhinged about how it handled things, and talking shit on everybody, and so it's just like that attitude, but in today's world, basically.
Right.
So it's pretty fun, especially if you enjoyed that part, like, of Eminem's like early years. But he's talking about, one of the lines is he wants to collab with Megan Thee Stallion and hopefully get a shot at her feet, which is you know, because she got shot in the foot. So, you know, shit like that.
Okay.
Talks about he's got a trans Siamese cat that's black but acts Chinese.
Oh shit.
Like, just a bunch of like shit that is not really shocking because of if you know who he is at all, but like it is funny to see people on TikTok or on Facebook, like social media in general, who haven't ever listened to Eminem or only know him from like 8 Mile, and that's kind of it. Like, seeing this version of him come back and like they're not ready for it. It's pretty funny. A lot of people like, wow, you can't just say that about Megan Thee Stallion shoot. Like, that's the whole fucking thing. Like, I'm glad you picked up on it, because it's not supposed to be like, fuck yeah, get her. Like, like, why would you think that? So it's pretty exciting. It's also kind of depressing because it's like media literacy is like slowly being lost on a lot of people. So like the fact that people are mad about comments made, or like, you know, they'll watch a movie, they're like, this fucking Freddy Krueger guy, that's not very appropriate that he's killing children. It's like, yeah, dog, that's the whole fucking, that's the movie. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
glad you picked up on that. Like, you're fucking wild. Anyway, so highly recommend it. It's called Houdini, and I don't know
Okay.
when the newest album, like, there's gonna be an album, but I don't know when it's coming. But anyway, it's pretty exciting stuff. Probably the actual biggest news is that Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 counts, felony counts, which is, I'd say, a lot. I don't have many felonies, so I mean, it feels like a lot, but
Yeah.
maybe it's not that many for people who have normal I don't know. But it's in relation to falsifying business records to pay a lawyer who paid Stormy Daniels to have that was the hush money that,
God damn.
yeah. So if he would have just paid her outright out of his own pocket, probably would have been fine. Wouldn't have
Right.
been a big deal. But you know, it's a fucking shady business practices.
But he embezzled.
God, we are surprised by that he would do that. But yeah, you can't lie about where money's going, because if you, like, obviously there are companies that do that, and they lie, oh yeah, we lost this, or we had to give ourselves a loan of this, and it, like, a lot of really intricate and kind of scummy things to do in the business world. But
Yeah.
if there's a record of why you're doing that, they're gonna get you. So
Insane, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of posts of people saying, well, I guess I'm voting for a felon this next election. It's like,
yeah, all right,
you
cool.
you won't be able to vote for him, stupid.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Apparently, this isn't gonna affect his running, which is,
What?
yeah, that's like, the requirements for being president, I don't think have been rewritten since fucking 1830 or some shit, because it's like, you have to be a citizen in good standing, and that's subjective as hell. Like, what does that mean? What is
I
is
feel
a
like being a
citizen?
felon is directly
But
against
it's
being
not
in good standing.
in the fucking words. You get,
Oh my
You know,
God.
yeah. So that's it's, and then, like, obvious, like, I understand that this happening is going to cause a lot of people to go, well, we told you, they're just going after him as much as they possibly can, blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
But, like, would any kind of bad thing happening to him ever convince you that he's just a bad dude, or is it always gonna, you know,
No, yeah,
it's always
they're
gonna be
on
this
his-
fucking witch hunt, like,
Yeah.
nonsense? Like, I don't, like, if he joked about it, but he's like, I could shoot somebody and they'd still vote for me. If he did that, they'd probably figure out a way to go, yeah, they fucking CIA mind controlled him into fucking taking that guy out to kill his image. And it's like,
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Biden has done such a shit job that everyone's just like, see, Trump
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. And so now you got all these people who are just like looking at the current president doing fuck all.
yeah,
And then they're like, well, Trump was doing shit, you know? Like, he may have said some crazy stuff, you know? He may have done some things we weren't proud
Yeah.
of, but at least he was a good president. And now we got this guy. And so it's just reaffirming that he was just so much better because Biden is doing so bad.
well, and that's the other thing is, like, by what metrics are you saying, like, are they saying what's good, what, you know what I mean?
Right,
'Cause,
right,
like,
yeah.
Because all people do when they want something to change is they move goalposts until whatever they don't like is bad.
Yeah.
And then they move goalposts the other way to find out whatever other people don't like. They're like, well, I don't know. I don't think you understand. That's actually good, because it's like, wait, hold on. Like, yeah, there was some, like, initial tax changes that Trump did, but then they're also, like, supposed to fall off. Like, it's supposed to switch back eventually, and so
Yeah.
you'll end up paying more in taxes eventually, based on his, like, what he put in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, cool, yeah, that's great. It's cool right away. It's cool while he's in office. Weird that it would affect that way, but he's like, oh, if I happen to leave, guess what? It's crazy. Your taxes are gonna go up, not because of anything else anybody else did, but because of what he fucking did.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, goddamn, he's so smart. Why? Or, and here's the thing that not I've been paying attention with him, but like just kind of a general understanding of GOP versus Democrat kind of politics with like oil pricing. Like all of the major oil companies usually vote for, like, put their money towards Republican candidates because they give subsidies to oil companies. But like with Biden's whole thing, he's like, we got to focus on renewable energy. They're not going to fucking give any money to that guy. They're like, you're going to fucking get us out of a job or whatever. So like the way that companies can, oh, well, we got to match the market. Oh, things just happen to get more expensive. Like, I don't know. It feels a little shady, but it's crazy. Oil companies are usually pretty prim and proper. So super trustworthy. And yeah, anyway, it's very interesting just to like people watch, because it's been a hot minute since I've actually engaged anybody on a political debate. I argue about all of the other stuff right now, but it's been a while since I've argued anybody politically on Facebook, and it's kind of weird. But it's funny just to kind of watch people like, oh yeah, see, we need some bad tweets right about now. Like that's their thing. Like we could use them because all those things that he didn't actually physically make happened while he was like, they always are talking about, oh, everything was so cheap in the middle of COVID when nobody was able to buy anything. It's like, yeah, bitch, because nobody, like, they had all this surplus, people were buying less, people weren't traveling as much. Obviously, they're gonna, and that's coming up, another like price cuts for I've seen Target and I don't know a couple other ones, but they're gonna start lowering prices back down, which kind of feels weird that they had them raised up and at the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
But they're like, we're gonna lower them down because this is a burden on the American people. It's like, yeah, bitch, why'd you fuck it? Hold on. You could have just done that the whole time. So, and I had watched a video about it, and they were talking about the reason why those companies are doing that, especially like big supermarket type companies, Walmart, Target, because they're getting money from food stamps, like those things, like for groceries. But what they're not getting is anything, like any bumps after that. So the way they track their metrics, like we're making the pretty standard amount on food and grocery, but then it's dipping, like in contrast to how many people are shopping for food and grocery. They're not buying as many normal shit.
Right.
So they're like, well, we could just lower the grocery costs so people buy our other stuff too. It's like, you guys fucking suck, dude. Like, why are we like this? This system sucks. But it's the only one we got. So,
it's just could be kind of a change from what we were just talking about. But how often have you came across cheaters like while playing video games? How often?
Well, it hasn't happened in a long time because I don't really play a lot of multiplayer games. But there are times when I've played COD and it's like, there's guys shooting before you're even turning the corner, and it's like, and then you watch the replay and they didn't see you at all.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. But not a ton, but it's happened.
Yeah. So I come across them pretty, well, not too often anymore, but for a while it was very, very bad. But recently Activision was awarded in federal court $14.4 million against cheat companies such as Engine Owning UG and Garnats Enterprise Ltd. and 11 other individual companies.
Wow.
For selling cheats for their game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm a little surprised that those, like, it makes sense that those companies have money because, like, how else would they function? Like, they obviously sell their software or whatever the fuck. But, like, that's a lot, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is what I notice is like people, you start playing a bunch and then you get to where you feel like you're decent at a game and then you start coming across people that are cheating. Yeah. And then you get tired of people cheating. So then I've seen people start to cheat.
Oh, just to still be
people
able
are-
to play.
Yeah,
and they're
so it's like,
"Whoa,
well,
this
if they're
is
gonna
what's
cheat, I'm
going
gonna.
on."
Yeah, there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that Activision was being serious about like, well, we're gonna take like actual action against these companies because it does ruin the integrity of a game when you start cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And then once cheating is so prevalent, the people who are really good, even though you're like I believe they're good, but they're probably cheating.
Yeah, because it's just not the benefit of the doubt, but the opposite. They're
Yeah.
like, you're probably cheating since you're that good. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
because in your head you're like, good people probably just moved on to something different because they
Exactly.
are good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weird.
Let's see. Oh no, I erased the other one. Oh well, that was the only one. That's the only story I got besides
Oh.
my "Am I the asshole?"
I have a quick video game related story since we're already on the subject.
All right.
Have you seen any of the news about the new Assassin's Creed coming out? Yeah.
No.
There's Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's in feudal Japan,
Oh,
which
dude.
people have been waiting for forever.
Oh no. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Samurais
Okay.
and shit, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. All right.
So I don't know if you played any of the last two, where they've gone into a more of an almost RPG style, but like still.
Watched a lot of
obviously-
gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in Valhalla, you play as a Viking, like one could say probably kind of berserker-y, not typical Assassin's Creed, sticking to the shadows. And then in like Odyssey, it was still kind of like that. Like you could do a little more sneakiness, but for the most part, there's a lot of hack and slash kind of things. Well, in this one, you have two character options. One is a samurai, and the other one is your ninja, right?
Nice. Yes.
And the fucking people are real mad because the samurai is modeled after a actual historical. I've learned about this guy before. A guy named Yasuke, who is African. So immediately, and it's a female ninja, so they're pissing everybody off. But
Oh.
immediately people were like, fucking god, woke ass piece of shit Assassin's Creed with your black samurai and your women ninjas. And it's just like, man, you could have looked him up. He's a real guy. He actually existed. How badass of a samurai was he? We don't really know, but he was an African guy in
Yeah.
Japan who
Yeah.
did work under like a samurai, like a lord, essentially.
A
like
shogun. Yeah.
Yeah, like the knight, like trying to translate this into standard terms, I guess. But yeah, so he was like he earned his stripes. Like he wasn't, leading the fucking horse charge against the Mongols or nothing. But like he was real. He existed.
How dare you?
Yeah. So
How dare you side with the woke nation?
also hilarious that a game about murdering people are like, this fucking woke bullshit. Like, he's gonna chop heads off. I guess I guess I'm losing the term of what woke is, but
Look, everyone knows if you're chopping heads off, you got to be white. So I don't know why you're getting like I don't know
Yeah.
why you don't see their side. Okay.
yeah, like, and it's funny because it's like this is the one time that, or not one time, but also Assassin's Creed kind of plays loose and fast with facts of history sometimes. I don't know if you've noticed, but they have like aliens in their games and like
No, stop it.
crazy gods.
Assassin's
and-
Creed is historically correct.
everything, and not to mention the very opening screen from the very first one is that this game was a collaborative effort from people of all different cultures, races, religions, and creeds, whatever. Like that's like the opening fucking thing in all of the games, starting from the first one. Like they've always been like that. They're just very diverse. But it's woke. It's woke bullshit. Disney's woke bullshit affecting Assassin's Creed. So, anyway, I'm excited to play it though.
Oh man, yeah, I am too. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
All right. If you've made it this far, stop what you're doing. hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us some stars on wherever you're looking at us at, on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I don't know where you leave those things. Yeah,
all over the place.
Yeah, leave those things.
Yeah,
also,
cool
just
one.
to reiterate one more time, the subscriber episodes,
Yeah.
the link will be in the Patreon, but it's a hidden video on YouTube for people who were telling us they were having problems with Patreon to watch and listen to the subscriber content. Don't forget that.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend a germaphobe when she complained about my hygiene? This is already not going to go well, I can tell.
Yeah. Probably is my prediction.
So I, 27 male, had a small cut on my lip, probably from dryness. Okay.
Herpes.
I had just washed my face, so it was particularly dry. When I laid down, she noticed that there was a small bit of red on my lip. I wiped it from the back of my hand, leaving a small mark of red on my hand, like maybe an eighth of an inch circle, which I smeared on my other hand, leaving the small amount of blood invisible on the other hand.
Holy shit.
All right, dude.
Yeah. You don't have fucking like a Kleenex box somewhere? Like,
Yeah, you can just... You just sound lazy. All right. She immediately freaked out and pulled all the blankets and sheets off the bed, throwing them into the washer just off the chance that I touched them. She left home to get away from me and said that she was having a panic attack at the thought of all the things I may have touched. God damn.
oh, okay. It's a little extreme.
Holy cow. She says that I have horrible hygiene for this reason and no other reason. Probably not no other reason.
Yeah, if you're doing this, there's got to be some other shit.
Note, we make out all the time and we have sex often. We sleep together every night. She has been exposed to every germ in my body. He's got some sound logic. I'm not going to
Yeah.
All right. I know she's super sensitive to germs. She has had anxiety attacks simply over the idea that I may have touched raw egg once on accident and touched something else in the kitchen. So he definitely has done that.
Dude, yeah. This guy sounds like a nightmare.
Dude, if I drop a piece of pasta on the ground, she will grab paper towels and Lysol and decontaminate the area.
That's not where I thought that was going. I thought he was going to eat it off the ground.
I really
like,
did
just like
too.
lean down.
Yeah. 5-second rule, dude.
Yeah.
If I get a smudge of sauce on my hand while cooking, she'll get anxiety from me wiping it on the hanging kitchen towel rather than washing my hands. If that kitchen towel now had a miniature stain on the top of it, you'd no longer be able to dry your clean hands on the rest of it. If I brush my teeth and rinse, but wipe my mouth on the hand towel, she says, "You're getting your saliva all over it." That towel is for hands only. She'd then replace the towel. If I kiss her stomach over her shirt playfully, she'd complain that I'm getting saliva on her shirt. Even knowing all this, I didn't exactly realize she'd react that way to blood, however. I called her a germaphobe. She claims that she isn't, and that it's completely normal for people to react that way to blood. My reasoning is that it's a complete overreaction over that small of an amount of blood. You can't see the blood, smell it, feel it, sense it in any way. Regardless, it's making her anxious. I understand anxiety. I don't mind going out of my way to treat blood in any form like it's a deadly virus just to ease her anxiety. I do believe that she's an actual germaphobe. She claims that she isn't, and that me calling her that is just a way to invalidate her and continue my nasty habits. I'm not unwilling to cater to her demands about hygiene, to be clear. I'm absolutely of the belief that she should acknowledge that everything I'm doing for her is above and beyond to alleviate her own unnecessary obsession. Edit. Since I haven't made it clear regarding the hand towels, blood, kitchen towels, my girlfriend and I have had discussions about these issues. There's no lack of communication. We came to resolutions on all these issues. I'm just adding context to help readers understand the scope of her germophobia.
Gotcha. So it's not like he's always doing this and always getting shit on for it. It's like this happened one time. Then we kind of resolved it. I wouldn't say that she's a germaphobe. Maybe she's got a little bit of like OCD thing going on though. But I can't diagnose people like that.
Right. Yeah. Not a doctor.
Yeah. Not a doctor. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you probably should have known that she was going to react that way, given all the context that you added.
Yeah.
Oh, I just added all this for context. Then why are you surprised that she's acting this way? If this is like a thing that you guys have talked about on many occasions, it sounds like, I don't know. And also, it does sound like he's lazy. Like,
100%.
like, I won't wash my hands in the sink in the kitchen that's right there, but I'll wipe them off on the fucking hand towel that's right there. Like, I don't know. How is that hard? And then guess what? You can dry your hands on the hand towel. Like, you get to use it, buddy. It's your big moment. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
I mean, she does sound like she's got a lot of phobias, maybe, but like she obviously has made it clear how she feels about these things,
Yeah.
and he has adjusted accordingly to all of them, except for this one he's surprised by somehow. I don't know.
It is a little odd that you know that. Of course, we have tissues next to the bed, so I would just grab a tissue off from there and then wipe my hand, like wipe the blood off my hand.
Yeah.
It is weird that he was just like, "Oh, blood. Oh, great, this hand."
But yeah,
And now
just keeps wiping it all over the place.
Just keeps wiping until you can't see it anymore, so it's gone.
Yeah. All right, man.
She did overreact, 100%.
Yeah.
To yank everything off the bed after he did that, she could have just been like, "Go wash your fucking hands." Like,
Yeah. Here's what I wonder is, like, obviously we're hearing his side,
right.
but if her side's like, he's a fucking slob and I have to react this way because otherwise he doesn't get the fucking point. You know what I mean?
Also a real possibility, yeah.
Like, he's like, God, she's always freaking out. I'm like, yeah, because you don't fucking listen. Like, obviously, like, it sounds like at that point she's annoyed, and that's why she ripped everything off the bed.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking don't, goddamn, I guess I just fucking wash everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna say maybe. I'm glad I predicted that. It sounds like you are being kind of an asshole a little bit. But did she overreact? Maybe. But based off of the information that you've given me, you haven't convinced me that you weren't an asshole, I guess. So.
All right. Well, it's tallied up here. 54% not the asshole. 22%. 22% everyone sucks here, and I kind of teeter in that one. I'm kind of like
that one makes a lot of sense. I'm surprised that's not higher, honestly.
Yeah, 11% not the asshole.
Wow.
11%. So like not. So yeah, two different.
Yeah.
I hate how they have that.
Yeah.
Not the asshole and then not asshole. So so realistically, it's 65% not the asshole.
That's crazy.
And then 11% you're the asshole.
Yeah. Weird.
So I definitely don't agree with that. I think
Yeah.
it's either everyone sucks or he's not an asshole at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It does sound like a fun environment. Like, if I was roommates with these people, I feel like I'd laugh a lot. Just like, Jesus. All right. Yeah. They're at it again.
All right. We'd like to thank our friends, Real Creature Feature, the Macabre Emporium, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and of course, what is it again? Oh, the Remedial Scholar. There we go. That guy.
You fucking piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.